What's up, you guys? This is Go2 back with another video. And look, man, the last 24 hours have been absolutely crazy. News broke out that Chris Paul is basically sent home. Yeah, by the Clippers. Not waived officially yet, but essentially removed from the team until they figure out what they're really going to do with him. And according to the Clippers president, Lawrence Frank, this had nothing to do with Chris Paul. But let's be honest, everything we're hearing from Tyronn Lue Williams, and other sources tell a very different story. Ty Lue said that the fit really just wasn't right, and also Lou Williams gave the real insight that Chris Paul was basically holding players, coaches, and staff accountable, especially during a season where the Clippers have one of the worst records in basketball. And yes, their losing also benefits the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have their own draft pick. So that makes this whole situation even more embarrassing for the organization. And that's before even mentioning the chaos surrounding Kawhi, Steve Ballmer, and the alleged allegations that could really reshape the entire franchise. This team right now is in turmoil. And for Chris Paul, man, I think he just deserved better. From a realistic standpoint, Chris Paul should be treated as a symbolic piece of Clippers history. He's the main reason the Clippers became relevant. Remember, the Lakers were supposed to get Chris Paul, but the league vetoed him, and he ended up with the other LA team and immediately transformed them. Lob City was born, Blake Griffin entering his prime, and DeAndre Jordan turning into an elite rim runner as well. Highlight dunks every night, energy, excitement, national relevance. Clippers fans finally had something to cheer for. Did they fail to reach the conference finals and, win? Yes. But Chris Paul still made them one of the most winningest teams of the entire decade. Changed their culture. Period. So for the Clippers to now treat him like this, it's not a good fit. Go home. It rubs you the wrong way, especially because this franchise has a history of doing this. They did it to Blake Griffin, who literally got a fake ceremony, and your jersey will be retired here, promises, and you're going to be here your whole entire career. Gave him this massive extension, only to then trade him months later to the Detroit Pistons. Of course, he felt some type of way about that situation. That's why he didn't shake Steve Ballmer's hand in his debut game back to the Clippers once he was traded. And you know what the craziest part is? I know you can't necessarily compare these two in their current present state form, but come on now, let's just keep it real. The craziest part is that Kawhi has been load managed and unavailable and injured for years, yet they've never even considered trading him or moving on from him. But the moment that Chris Paul, a guy who gave everything to this franchise, tries to instill accountability, he's the one that's pushed out the door. Yes, CP3 had injuries in the past, but nothing compares to the current Clipper situation. And now, suddenly he's the problem? Nah, that ain't right, man. That's just not right. Granted, I know the legacy and all that Kawhi has accomplished throughout his NBA career, and he deserves all the respect and praise. But in this situation with this Clippers team, and this stage of his career, no, he has just not really been the same level of Kawhi. And even just looking at it, from another perspective, though, with this Chris Paul trade, just to give you a different point of view, we also have to think that this is the oldest team in basketball. Sometimes veteran-heavy teams don't want to be this coached or challenged, especially by another veteran who never really won a championship. But no shots fired, CP3, it's true. And a lot of these players do have championships who's on this Clippers team. They've been through wars. So when Chris Paul, who's always been demanding, intense, detail-oriented, starts holding everyone accountable night after night, possession after possession, it can really rub some guys and people, just the wrong way. But here's the truth. CP, this is just who he's always been. He demanded excellence in Houston. He demanded excellence in LA during the Lob City era. He demanded excellence in OKC. He demanded excellence on those Phoenix Suns teams. Everywhere he goes, teams get better. When he played for the Thunder, nobody expected anything, yet he carried that team to the playoffs. Everywhere he goes, he lifts the floor of the franchise. This season, no different. Even in his final year, he was trying to help the Clippers become something. That's why it's symbolic that he chose LA to end his career. It's tied to the legacy he has with this organization. At the end of the day, Chris Paul is going to regardless be a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest pure point guards ever, a basketball mind that won't be replaced. And even though he's not what he used to be physically, the game of basketball is going to feel different the moment he retires. Guys like him don't come around often. Leaders, teachers, and on-court coaches. Which makes it even sadder. This is how the Clippers' tenure for him is going to end. But, this honestly just proves something the NBA fans kind of already still know. The Clippers are still one of the most cursed franchises in NBA history. Looking at the evidence, they're losing again. They're about to hand OKC a top pick. Paul George cost them a mountain of assets. He's no longer on the team. Kawhi may be gone soon. Scandals, injuries, disappointment. And now Chris Paul is being pushed aside at 2 a.m. with no respect. This franchise just keeps making the same mistakes over and over and over again. So, what should happen next for CP3? I think, I honestly hope as many NBA fans out there are kind of thinking in the same wavelength and page that he should, of course, be an opportunity where he's in a championship situation. And he deserves that, even if he barely plays, even if he's just, still like a mentor figure for a team. And a return to Oklahoma City would be perfect. He already has a great relationship with Shea. The Thunder value high IQ veterans. They're contenders. And, that team could absolutely use a stabilizing, experienced voice in high-pressure moments. CP3 deserves that. He deserves to finish his career with dignity, not like how this is right now. And at the end of the day, this situation just looks bad for the Clippers. And yeah, it puts CP3 in a weird spot too. But the difference is this wasn't CP3's decision. This was the organization choosing to send a legend home in the middle of the night. And no matter what angle you take, that is just a terrible way for a franchise to treat one of their greatest players ever. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content each and every single week. Have a great day. Peace.